So this is just a brief video to talk about latitude and longitude and how to find things on a map and how to figure out where things are on a map. Now you've done this stuff before, so it's revision, so I'm only going to be quick here. Remember, the easiest way to start with this stuff is to understand that here's our equator along here. Unfortunately, they haven't drawn it in for us. At 0 degrees north or 0 degrees south, however you want to say it. So that's our equator. And you can see that there's a 0 here. That's the prime meridian through here. Now the number one thing to remember is always start at that point and then do all of your working from that point. So start at 0, 0 and then move from there. So let's take a look at a couple of questions, two different types of questions you might get asked in something like this. So one type of question you might get asked is, here's my coordinates. The question is what city or what town or what thing is at those coordinates, buried treasure or something. Now, it's fairly straightforward. It says 32 degrees north. So remembering we start at our starting point and then we move up to wherever we need to go. So we move up to 32 degrees north. There's 30 degrees north, so 32 is just a little higher. Now this is just an approximation, obviously. Now from there, we then need to find 150 degrees west. So we need to move either left or right to get to 150 degrees west. If I look along the top, I can see that there it is. It's along this line somewhere. Okay, so if I start again, 32 degrees north, I move up from here up to 32 degrees north, and then I move across the place until I end up here. Now, what's happening at 32 degrees north, 150 degrees west? Not much. You can see we've ended up in the middle of the ocean. Now, if it was, in fact, 32 degrees north, 120 degrees west, we could go a little further along, 32 degrees north, 120 degrees west, whoop, there's 120 degrees west, and we're in LA. So that's the first type of question you can get. Here's some coordinates, find out what's there. Pretty straightforward. Now the opposite of that is you get told what a country, where a place is, you get told which one you're looking for, Uruguay in this case, and you're asked where is Uruguay. So let's try and find out where Uruguay is. Now if your geography is not real great like mine, it might take you a little bit of time to find it, but eventually you'll find it down here. There it is, Uruguay. Now let's figure out how far north or south it is of the equator and how far east or west it is. So you can see here's our line, there's 30 degrees, and Uruguay's a bit under that. Now it looks like it's a little higher than LA was, so probably a bit more than 32. I'm going to say it's like 34. In some future questions, we're going to get much finer detail. We're going to start looking at tiny spots on the map. So this is 34 degrees. Now careful, you've gone from the equator downwards. So it's 34 degrees south. Now the other bit is how far east or west is it? Now if we look down from Uruguay, or up from Uruguay, whatever you want to do. If you look down from Uruguay, you can see it's lying almost directly on that line 60 degrees west. I'm going to be a bit pedantic here and say it's not right on the line, it's a little bit to this side. Now, a lot of people will accidentally go, okay, so if it's a little bit to that side, it's 61 degrees west. But the best way you can figure out what it is by realizing that that's 30 degrees west, that's 60 degrees west. So that we're counting in this direction. So Uruguay is actually going to be 59 degrees, and it's west. Okay, again, this was just revision. You guys have seen this before. In a future video, we're going to start looking at smaller bits of the map, and we're not going to just deal in singular degrees like I did here. We're going to look at fractions of a degree, smaller amounts. Okay, give those a crack. There's some revision questions there, and then we're going to go into some new stuff.